Two nuclear powers, Russia and North Korea, have intensified their alliance amidst a period of growing global tension. With the recent visit of Vladimir Putin to Pyongyang, the fears of a Third World War become more tangible. What motivates this powerful partnership, and what are the implications for global peace? Watch the video until the end to understand the complete analysis behind this event and its geopolitical implications. The relationship between Russia and North Korea dates back to the Cold War era, when the former Soviet Union played a crucial role in the formation of North Korea. After World War II, the Korean peninsula was divided along the 38th parallel, with the north occupied by Soviet forces and the south by American forces. In 1948, under Soviet influence, the Democratic People's Republic of Korea was established with Kim Il-sung, a communist guerrilla supported by Moscow as its leader. The Soviet Union provided essential military and economic support, helping to build the foundations of the North Korean state. During the Korean War, which began in 1950 and paused in 1953, the Soviet Union directly supported North Korea, providing weapons, military training and advisors, along with Soviet pilots who secretly participated in air combats. This support was crucial for the North Korean resistance against the UN forces led by the United States. Although the war ended in an armistice without a peace treaty, the alliance between the Soviet Union and North Korea remained strong, with the USSR continuing to be one of Pyongyang's main sponsors during the following decades. In the post-Cold War years, the relationship cooled significantly with the collapse of the Soviet Union in 1991. Russia, under new leadership and facing its own economic challenges, could no longer sustain the same level of support. However, the roots of the strategic partnership were never completely abandoned, with North Korea seeking to maintain close ties while exploring new alliances, mainly with China. In recent years, this rapprochement has intensified again, driven by a common enemy, the United States. The war in Ukraine and severe economic sanctions imposed on Russia by Western countries created an urgent need for Moscow to seek new allies and resources. Simultaneously, North Korea, isolated and pressured by international sanctions due to its nuclear program, found in Russia a partner willing to challenge the norms imposed by the West. This convergence of interests further solidified the partnership between the two countries. Kim Jong-un's visit to Russia in 2023 marked a crucial point in this relationship. During this visit, cooperation agreements were discussed and signed in various areas, including the economy, technology, and especially the military field. Kim visited arms factories and Russian military installations, signaling a deepening of strategic collaboration. The promise of Russian cooperation in developing North Korea's space program was also one of the highlights of the negotiations, indicating significant technological exchange. Now, with Vladimir Putin's visit to Pyongyang in 2024, the partnership reaches a new level. Putin and Kim not only reinforced existing ties, but also outlined new areas of cooperation, ranging from the exchange of military resources to vital economic support for Kim, and most importantly, the mutual protection pact between Russia and North Korea. This meeting symbolizes not only solidarity between the two nations, but also a direct challenge to the established world order, provoking immediate reactions from Western powers and fueling regional tensions. But how exactly did this visit unfold, and what agreements were signed? In June 2024, Vladimir Putin made a historic visit to Pyongyang, marking the first trip by a Russian leader to North Korea in over 2 decades. The meeting between Putin and Kim Jong-un was meticulously planned, with both leaders aiming to further strengthen the strategic alliance between their countries. During the visit, Putin was received with great pomp and circumstance, reflecting the importance of this event for the North Korean regime. The meeting included visits to military installations and arms factories, where Kim showcased the country's technological advancements and discussed future cooperation plans. The highlight of the meeting was the signing of various agreements covering critical areas such as technology, economy, and most importantly, defense. One of the most significant agreements was the Mutual Protection Pact, in which Russia and North Korea committed to militarily support each other in case of conflict. This pact, besides symbolizing a solid alliance, represents a clear challenge to the international order led by the West. Additionally, plans for the joint development of advanced military technologies, including missile and satellite programs, were discussed, further strengthening the defense capabilities of both countries. The Mutual Defense Pact in particular caught the attention of the international community. According to this agreement, both countries committed to providing immediate military support in the event of external aggression against either of them. This means that if North Korea or Russia were attacked, the other country would intervene militarily in their defense. This pact not only strengthens the defensive position of both countries, but also signals a new era of intense military collaboration. This agreement is seen as an attempt by both countries to protect themselves against Western military and economic pressure, creating a powerful defensive bloc at a time of increasing global tensions. But how will this intensification of the alliance between Russia and North Korea impact global geopolitics? Vladimir Putin's visit to Pyongyang and the signing of the Mutual Defense Pact between Russia and North Korea send a clear message to the West. Attacking Russia would be a grave mistake. With this agreement, Putin reinforces that, in addition to already being a full-fledged nuclear power, Russia now has the unrestricted support of another nuclear power, North Korea. The consequences of a war under these conditions would be devastating. This strategic move by Putin aims to dissuade NATO and other Western countries from any aggressive military action against Russia, emphasizing the severity of a nuclear escalation. For North Korea, the benefits of this agreement are significant, especially concerning South Korea. Tensions between the two Koreas have increased considerably in recent months. In a recent incident, balloons containing trash and feces were sent from North Korea to South Korea, exacerbating hostilities. This week, a new incident occurred when North Korean soldiers crossed the border into South Korea and were shot by South Korean military forces. Such provocations elevate the risk of armed conflict, but with the new Mutual Defense Pact, South Korea will be forced to reconsider its military rhetoric against the North, fearing possible Russian intervention. This alliance also places South Korea in a delicate position. If previously it could count on the unconditional support of the United States and its allies, it now faces the prospect of a confrontation with a defensive bloc that includes Russia. This could lead to a decrease in provocations and a more cautious approach from Seoul, which does not wish to find itself in a war against two nuclear powers. The power dynamics on the Korean peninsula could change drastically, with North Korea feeling more empowered and secure to continue its provocations. Another crucial aspect of this new alliance is the ambiguity regarding the current war between Russia and Ukraine. Recently, Ukraine was authorized by Western countries to attack territories within Russia, something that was previously avoided due to fears of Russian retaliation. With the Mutual Defense Pact, the question arises, would North Korea now be obliged to defend Russia against Ukrainian attacks, entering the war directly? Or would this agreement apply only to future aggressions by other countries, excluding Ukraine? This uncertainty adds a new layer of complexity to the already existing conflict. The answer to this question could have significant implications for the military strategy of Ukraine and its Western allies. If North Korea gets directly involved in the conflict, it could escalate the war to an unprecedented level, bringing new forces and resources to the Russian side. On the other hand, if the Mutual Defense Pact is interpreted as applicable only to future aggressions, Ukraine can continue its offensive operations within Russian territory without fearing an immediate North Korean intervention. What do you think about this rapprochement between Russia and North Korea? Do you believe the West should take even tougher measures against the two countries? Share your thoughts in the comments. And given this enormous repercussion, what have been the international community's responses to this event? The signing of the Mutual Defense Pact between Russia and North Korea has sparked significant reactions from the international community. The United States and its allies expressed deep concern, viewing this alliance as a direct threat to global stability. The US Secretary of State highlighted that this pact not only challenges international norms, but also intensifies existing tensions, especially in the context of the war in Ukraine. The European Union and its allies in Asia, such as Japan and South Korea, issued statements condemning the military cooperation between Russia and North Korea, considering it a violation of UN resolutions. This violation of UN resolutions by Russia stems from the fact that Moscow had previously supported sanctions against North Korea, prohibiting arms deals and military cooperation with Pyongyang. However, the urgent need for military resources due to the war in Ukraine has led Russia to seek ways to circumvent these restrictions. Part of the agreements between Russia and North Korea remains secret, increasing speculation about the extent of military and economic cooperation between the two countries. Russia has been accused of providing advanced military technology in exchange for North Korean missiles and ammunition, despite international sanctions prohibiting such transactions. Japan, in response to the growing alliance, expressed strong disapproval. The Japanese government stated that the partnership between Russia and North Korea represents a grave threat to regional and global security. Japan reinforced its commitment to work closely with the United States and South Korea to strengthen its defensive capabilities and deter any North Korean provocations. This firm stance underscores Tokyo's growing concern about regional stability. South Korea also responded with concern to the new developments. Given the possibility that Russia might start supplying arms to North Korea, the South Korean government announced that it would review its defense policies and consider sending arms to Ukraine as a countermeasure. In response, Russia severely threatened South Korea, stating that such an action would be seen as a dangerous escalation and would provoke retaliation. This exchange of statements further intensified regional tensions, highlighting the complex geopolitical challenges that this new alliance is creating. China, on the other hand, has adopted an ambivalent stance towards this alliance. Although traditionally an ally of North Korea, Beijing is cautious about the strengthening ties between Moscow and Pyongyang, fearing that it could further destabilize the region and affect its own strategic interests. China has stated that any military cooperation between its neighbours is a bilateral matter, avoiding direct involvement. However, analysts suggest that Beijing is concerned about the possible repercussions of this alliance on regional security, especially concerning tensions in the South China Sea and the Taiwan Strait. Considering all this, what can we expect in the coming weeks and months? In the coming weeks and months, the alliance between Russia and North Korea is likely to significantly influence the war in Ukraine. With the Mutual Defense Pact, Russia may feel more secure in its military operations, knowing it has North Korea's support. This could lead to an intensification of the fighting, especially if Russia begins to utilize more North Korean resources, such as ammunition and military technology. The response of Ukraine and its Western allies will also be crucial. We are likely to see an increase in the supply of arms and logistical support to Ukraine to counterbalance the Russian reinforcement. The West, particularly the United States and the European Union, will need to adopt a firmer stance towards Russia and North Korea. This could include new economic sanctions, increased military presence in strategic regions, and strengthened alliances with Asian countries such as Japan and South Korea. These measures aim to further isolate Russia and contain North Korea's influence. Additionally, NATO may intensify its activities in the Baltic and Black Sea regions, where Russian presence is stronger, to demonstrate its readiness to defend its members against any potential threat. In Asia, the relationship between North Korea, South Korea, and Japan is likely to become even more tense. North Korea, bolstered by Russian support, may increase its military provocations against South Korea, as we have recently seen with incidents at the border and the sending of balloons with trash and feces. This could force South Korea to adopt a more defensive posture, while seeking to strengthen its alliance with the United States and Japan. The latter, concerned about the growing North Korean threat and regional instability, may increase its military spending and enhance its defense capabilities, especially regarding missile defense systems and surveillance. The intensification of the alliance between Russia and North Korea represents a significant milestone in contemporary global geopolitics. The recent visit of Vladimir Putin to Pyongyang and the signing of the Mutual Defense Pact not only reinforced the ties between these two nuclear powers, but also challenged the international order led by the West. With a scenario of growing tension in Ukraine and the Korean Peninsula, the coming weeks and months will be crucial in observing how this alliance will shape global and regional power dynamics. The possibility of increased fighting in Ukraine, combined with a firmer Western stance and new sanctions, creates an environment of uncertainty and heightened risk. At the same time, North Korea benefits enormously from this alliance, gaining resources and support that strengthen its position against South Korea and Japan. The escalation of tensions in Asia could lead to a regional arms race and greater instability. The international community will need to navigate these new realities carefully to avoid a catastrophic escalation and seek forms of dialogue and containment. The situation demands continuous vigilance and a balanced diplomatic approach to preserve global peace and security. Do you think this rapprochement between Russia and North Korea, two nuclear powers and rivals of Western countries, could mean an imminent Third World War? Do you believe the West should increase its military rhetoric or try to negotiate a de-escalation of relations? Share your thoughts in the comments and feel free to suggest topics for future videos. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to the channel What Is Happening if you haven't already. Also, check out one of these two videos appearing on the screen now. Thank you for staying with us until the end and see you next time.